So I'm a Free Stater. I wanted to talk a little bit about what that means and what the Free State movement is. So the Free State Project is a group of people that I think it was 2001, decided to create a community that would pursue the maximum role of government being the protection of life, liberty, and property. So it's not partisan, but it's just minimal government that only is involved in those areas. So the goal was to find a state that you could realistically change the politics of the state by having enough people move there. The goal was to get 20,000 people. I think that was based on I believe it was a Yale study that said that 20,000 people in a state can have, or any government system, this is globally, can have a massive impact on the government. So New Hampshire was chosen because it's a small enough state and also had very, very strong liberty and freedom roots that made it a natural fit. There was a whole bunch of other reasons that New Hampshire was chosen. I think it was like early 2000s. And then this project, the Free State Project, said if 20,000 people sign a pledge that says they're going to move to this state, once we hit 20,000 signatures, that triggers the move and everybody moves. And that's pretty much what happened. It took a long, long time. It took longer than a lot of people expected. I think it took over 10 years to get those signatures. But by 2016 or so, we had 20,000 signatures. I was one of the people who signed, and I followed the pledge. It was a non-binding pledge, of course, but I followed it, and we moved here. So that's the goal. That's what the Free State Project is. It's misunderstood by some. There's a lot of critics, of course. But basically, that's it. It's just people who want to pursue the minimal, the maximum role of government being protection of life, liberty, and property. So there's a lot of interesting things. There's some, negative press. Sometimes we get a kick out of it because it'll say things like, Free Staters want to legalize drugs and guns. And we say, well, yeah, that's sort of the point. It is misunderstood. There are some people who attack it. Also it's a big group, out of 20,000 people, you are going to have a couple bad apples. And some people tend to be a little bit on the, kind of extreme activist side. I like those people. I can understand why I'm included in that sometimes, why we might ruffle feathers or upset people. But, at the end of the day, kind of understanding what the movement is all about and getting to know some of the people. I think it's, I think they're great folks, really good activist-minded people who care a lot about their government. They care about what's going on in the United States, and they care about New Hampshire. And they're some of the best people that I know in New Hampshire. They're the kind of people you would want as your neighbors and your friends. And they're definitely the kind of people you would want to have help you if there's a problem, especially if it's a problem with the government in your town or just a problem in general. They're self-sufficient, rugged individualists, very, very much representing what New Hampshire is all about. And by the way, there was many, many thousands of people who kind of agreed with this group or even officially joined, before the move. So there's, quite a few people between the ones that have moved in recent years, and there's still people moving now. I think over 1,000 people moved recently. So it's great to look at. There's some great events. There's the Pork Fest. There's a lot of liberty events, a lot of Free State Project events going on around the state at any given time. And there's some exciting things, like this thread is wonderful. It talks about a lot of the state legislatures who are Free Staters, who have made an impact. This goes on and on, all kinds of different laws and things that are impacted. So there's Free Staters who run for office, they vote, they're active, and they care a lot about our country, and they care about our Constitution and freedom. And so it's something great to take a look at. If you weren't aware about it, do some research and consider moving. I mean, it's certainly not too late to move. The movement's just getting started now that it's been triggered, and now that a lot of people move, there's more and more. And what's interesting is that we're winning. We're winning in the state legislature. We're winning, across the state, and having really, really serious impact on the politics. So that's something that we should be proud of, and we should continue. Now is a time where people can actually move to New Hampshire and really can experience liberty in their lifetime. So support the Free State Project. Come check out Pork Fest. Come visit. Take a look at it, considering moving to New Hampshire.